You know what I'm really perplexed by reading my ECU and all the other sensors and modules in the car is the fact that, oh, let me start over. It is September 23rd. The current time is 7:18. In continuation, what I find amazing and perplexing at the same time is as I'm going through all of the sensors and modules and special functions, um, just to see, A, if the car is certified CPO, you would think that clearing out the codes, if any, would be cleared from the modules. Um, you would also think that being that this car was sold as a CPO, that the service was done on the car. I mean, in order to sell a car as is or like new, or to market to customers that the car has went through a rigorous inspection, one would think that clearing out the old codes from the user, the last user, would be beneficial to the new user. But I guess when your only objective is to get what you can out of stealing money or stealing from people, and let's just say it's money because it has a value attached to it, right? And you charge a higher value for that product. I digress. So here we go. I'm dumbfounded right now, sitting at work going through this module, and I came across the automatic search system scan DIM, which stands for driver information module. Inside this module, it houses the, as you can see on the screen, the driver information, the fuel level, the last service time. So that really sparked my attention, being that I've had so many issues with this car since day one, right? So I thought to myself, well, clearly they would be smart enough to clear all this information out. So I doubt that I find it. But as I'm going through it, I realize that's not the case. So I wanted to record this so no one can say that the information I will use in my defense as to why this car should not be a CPO certified car and why I should not have to pay for a car that was misrepresented. Last service time was 1,163 days ago. I don't know how they calculate the 0.85, but I'm assuming that a whole value would be a day. So almost 1,164 days, basically, if we want to round up, right? Odd. I've had my car, I had the oil change recently, and I sat in my car, I went over the invoice, and I went through the settings inside of the infotainment center because I wanted to make sure, for documentation purposes, that that they had reset the oil interval, right? And my service advisor assured me, yeah, Michael, I even had him come out to the car just to make sure, because to me, I checked it before I went into the building to even have the service performed, and it was in the same spot when the service was finished. So I went and got him just to, like, hey, can you just double check to make sure? And I even asked him directly, like, are you sure after the oil change was done that he reset the module, or he reset the interval for the oil? Yeah. He came out to the car and was like, I don't see the problem, Michael. It shows that it's lined up. One thing I hate in life is for people is to work with lazy people. I mean, because he could have went back there and made sure if he really wanted to. But I guess providing me with any answer was the quickest answer for him to go about his day. But I have a pet peeve about people who steal from other people to get ahead. I mean, that's America, right? I mean, that's what we do. We are a microwave nation. We want things fast and quick, and we are taught at an early age that if we must step on someone's neck or dim someone's light to make ours brighter or to get ahead or the promotion at work, or I'm a politic guy, so watching politics, that's all they do basically is to I won't go into that because I will be here forever talking about that. I'm really pissed off, so I'm just like I'm rambling because I'm internally I'm so effing mad right now. I'm but I will use this anger to fight back, definitely, because I refuse to have someone misrepresent a car, sell it to me as in brand new, have the manufacturer create brochures and create the CPO policy for the dealership, lie to customers and tell customers that these cars go through these rigorous inspection. And then when you catch them in a situation like mine, I haven't even went into all of my issues, but when you catch them in a situation like mine, it's always, there's nothing that I can do for you. That's all I heard since July 11th when I purchased this car was there's nothing that I can do for you. Day 4, I'm sorry, maybe it was day 3, but to be fair, let's just say between day 3 and 4, my tires basically, I don't really know what happened with the tires. The two technicians, and I really couldn't understand what the other guy, what one of them was saying, but one person told me that the tire had, the tread came loose from the tire, and someone else just told me that it was just severely cupped. But the point is, regardless of what happened to the tires, the original tires that were on this car are the tires that were giving to me when it passed this so-called CPO inspection. I had to spend $1,500 for brand new tires on a certified car when the tires is the only thing that touches the road, and it's a safety issue. My brakes are warped. I have 2 different color paint. The front of my bumper has a metallic paint. The rest of the car, the RPO code for the paint is 019, which is black stone. I have swirl marks in my paint. I have metallic crystals because somebody thought it was a good idea to just take the metallic crystals and spray the rest of the car to try to match the bumper. But they did it in a very lazy kind of way, to where the metallic crystals were on my windscreen or my windshield. It's on my side view mirrors. It's literally, I could go on. It's everywhere. It's even internally. It's in my car, like on the carpets, and this piece here, it's on my windows. I mean, it's on the sunroof. It is everywhere. There's overspray paint on my car. Never advised that the car was in an accident. Yes, it was represented on the Carfax report, and I pulled a few of them. I even went to the government website and pulled the free one. Didn't suggest that the car had had any accident. However, the original owner got into an accident on October 6th, I believe. But it was the rear bumper. So when I saw the overspray on the rear bumper, I didn't think too much of it. I was just thinking, okay, well, they are allowed to fix cars if it has like a slight repair, keyword slight, or a light repair, or, scratches or rock, chips on the front of the bumper. So I didn't think too much about it. But to get into direct sunlight you can see the metallic crystals everywhere in the car. And then you can definitely see it on the bumper. My dashboard had a slit in it up at the very top. In direct sunlight, the dashboard would bubble like a huge, huge bubble. How the hell did you miss this on a CPO checklist if you really checked the car? I have, and I'm about to go to work because like I said, I'm going to ramble because I am so irritated. I'm pissed off. I'm mad. I'm not really. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let my man guard down. I'm really hurt because I'm just like, I haven't done anything to Koons Volvo to be cheated like this, right? And then to not even to provide any type of assistance or an understanding of, well, I guess you wouldn't provide an understanding if your main goal is to cheat people. But I digress. In conclusion, I pulled my codes last night when I got home from work, and I was extremely surprised that all of these codes, the ones in red, were sitting in the modules, the ECU, the TCU, and all the other special modules that this car has, which is quite fascinating because I'm a geek and a car guy, so put those two together, and I was kind of like in car heaven. I sat in my car for like 3 hours just going over this stuff because I'm into tech and I'm into cars, which is the reason why I wanted this Volvo S90 because it's such a sexy car, and I wasn't going to pay depreciation on it, so I waited 3 years until I found the right one. I knew I wanted a certified one, and I thought I found it until I ran across one of the many dealers in our nation that likes to cheat people for profit. But yeah, let me get back to my point. All these in red have codes. The CEM has 3 codes. The DIM has 1 code. The PDM has 2 codes. On and on. You get my point, right? I mean, it's a CPO. I bought this car July 11th. There's no way this car would have this many codes in it from my short time of having this car. My seats, I can lift my seats up and they literally are not bolted down to the railing. Like, I can literally lift it up. I have a video of that. I will post it. I'm one of those guys who I refuse to bring a knife to a gunfight. So I like to document everything. When I have a conversation with somebody, I document it, just in case, right? Writings are very important when it comes to defending yourself. That I have been taught at a very early age. And I knew that I needed to document everything. So I have pictures, I have videos, I have writings of when I spoke to Volvo customer service, which is no help. That's a whole nother video, which I will make because I really do not want anyone else to fall victim to this whole CPO scam. When the dealership sells the manufactured cars, they create this program called CPO to make more profit. And then when you open the case with the dealership, with the manufacturer tells you that, well, that's between you and the dealer. We have nothing to do with it. It's your program. You set the terms and conditions of your program. It's not a dealer CPO car. Those are 2 different things. This is backed by a manufacturer warranty. So how in the hell can you advise that you have nothing to do with it? That type of service, that part really hurt me because I was a big fan of Volvo, and I was a big fan of this car when it came out in 2016. And when it came to the Geneva Car Show, I knew this was the car that I wanted. But people, what? As we sit back and fight with each other about politics and red and blue states and Republican, Democrat, and bleeding heart liberals and this whole Trump nation thing, it reminds me of how dumb we are as Americans, because we will allow them to take our rights. If we go buy a car, we have to sign arbitration agreement. Every organization or just about every corporation has a fucking arbitration agreement, right? And arbitration agreements basically allow this shit to happen. They hide behind arbitration agreements. So if I bring this matter to them, like I did, to the dealership and the manufacturer, well, the dealership especially, um, what's the incentive of fixing or resolving my issue when you know that the if I decide to push forward, that the matter will go to arbitration? How do I know that that you don't have arbitration in your back pocket by sliding them, funds under the table? How do I know who this person is? How do I know what this program is about and who created it and who runs it, and what the record of this organization is? It's one big scam, and we sit back and fight over the red meat Republicans throw to their base, the 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 the, the shit that the Democrats throw to their base, all while in the background they're stealing our rights. Like there's pretty much nothing that I can do but take them to arbitration or take them through arbitration. I can't take them to court and sue them for, you know, damages, because all that stuff is capped in arbitration. So what incentive does the dealer have to resolve my issue? What incentive does the manufacturer have to resolve my issue if no no agency or organization is actually monitoring what these guys are doing? And we are allowing them to steal our rights, since Republicans are always screaming about, you know, the rights of America, but yet we all do. We'll sit back and just allow these guys in office, in power, to steal them right from underneath us, while they laughing at us fighting with each other. That, let me go to work, because I'm sorry. I'm just y'all have a good day. Pray for me, because I'm gonna need it. I don't sleep. All I do is read court cases about, customers taking car dealerships to court. That's all I have been doing since I purchased this car, because I refuse to go into arbitration with egg on my face. I am determined to win this case. So I have been staying up and researching and reading articles and court cases and becoming a better consumer, because I would never allow this to happen to me again. And as God is my witness, I if I wasn't an activist before, I'm definitely one now against arbitration and CPOs and holding these corporations and dealerships accountable for the bullshit that they do to the consumer. Because what makes you think I want to spend $30,000 on a car that has transmission problems and different color paint, has metallic paint on the windows? I gotta repair that. So far, since I've had this car, I've spent close to $4,000. Sorry, let me take that back. $3,000. Things like my total is $3,300 when I put it on my spreadsheet. Why? If it's a CPO car, it's a like new car. Why am I almost at $3,500 roughly? I chose CPO so I wouldn't have to go through this, and I'm this, and here I am. Okay, bye. Good night. I mean, see you guys later. Until the next rant. This is not going to be a good day. I can feel it. I hope you guys have a good day. I will rant with you later. Until then.